Welcome to Swim Easy Speed. Today is athlete that was at came to the pro camp. He's still an age group where he's earned his pro card, but he just hasn't taken it yet. It's Parker Kurth, and we're just going to take a look at his video. He sent it to me. So some of the first things we see, it looks like there's a little bit of a crossover at the front. He's definitely breathing late, but it's also because the tempo is pretty slow. He's like a 1.9 here. So when we go underwater, what we start to see is, there's a lot of movement. You can see where his body's kind of going that way, and then it comes back around this way. And then what he's doing, and he goes way onto his side right there. So you can see this arm comes way out here. Whoops, let's see if we can get an angle on that. So his arm comes kind of way out here, where he's open and just not getting any leverage. And part of it is because of how far he goes onto the side to get the breath. And you can see, here's a foot, there's a foot. So he's got this massive scissor kick that is, all there to stabilize because he's going onto his side right there, creating so much instability. But then we look right here and you can see right when he's trying to set that catch, there's just no leverage on the water. If we go back here and we look at from the side, so if you look at the little hiccup that he's got in his stroke, so right where he just looks like he's getting a little bit stuck, and that arm falls down into the water right there, that's because he's not getting any leverage right at the set of this catch right here. So right before you're setting that catch, you're trying to get that initial bite, that grab on the water. He's just got no leverage, so his whole body just falls down in the water. And then he's creating a lot of drag on top of it. So it's almost like putting the brakes on with each time he pulls through or each time he breathes. And you can see actually the crossover going right there, and then you can see the hip going out that way. They're all pretty kind of standard. You can see then as he kind of comes back around, so then he's got I'm going to drop in some of the data from some of the pro triathletes that I've had in the water, and then some really, really good swimmers. And you can see the difference in what's going on. And remember, all we're talking about here is how do we create stability in the water to allow it where this angle right here is perfect. Now, you want to be about 100 to 110 degrees, but you can see you don't want to cross over midline, and there's midline, but a lot of his body's kind of going that way. So this angle probably isn't totally completely accurate because we don't have a stable platform that we're judging it off of. But here you go. You can see the feet again coming apart right here and here. Again, just instability in the stroke. And so that's some of the stuff that he's going to want to work on. Now, the big concern is this. So what we can see as he swims by here, you can see how, low his head is in the water. Because typically you'd like to see the water line probably right about there. And you can see just how low he is in the water. So, when we go by here, let's see what we can see. So you can see right here, he's underwater right there. These are pretty low. That's also part of the reason when we go back, if we go back and look at from the side, I'll slow it down a little bit. So you can see, his feet look kind of low in the back because you're not seeing him really come up at all when they kick. But watch this little hiccup in the head as he pulls up to breathe. He's feeling that he has to pull up his head. He's getting both goggles out of the water when we typically just want one. That's one of the things that you're going to want to avoid. Now, why do athletes look low in the water? And they look low in the water because they're tired. I can always tell when I come on deck, I can tell who's been training a little bit too much, who's been not recovering enough. And it's always the athletes that are low in the water. When you can't get up on the water, it's always a really good indication that you're just done a little bit too much training and you're just too fatigued. So you can see right here on this right, when he pulls through, See this right here? That kind of burst of bubbles. That's always an indication of just a lot of slipping of water. Again, and you can see here's the feet coming apart. Just of instability in the stroke. And he's really just fighting himself. And so, I could recommend a bunch of drills for him to do, but his best bet would be just to rest. Just get some rest. Don't do as much training. Because what all of this is showing is that the training that he is doing, he's probably not making the best adaptation to. Or if he is, he's just robbing from tomorrow until eventually it's just all going to blow up. And I've seen this happen from, kind of high-performing athlete after high-performing athlete that wants it all to happen right now. Look, you got to take the long-haul picture of this. The only way you're going to get better is it's just steady, consistent effort over time, and it's a long time. And it's you doing more is not going to get you there quicker. It's actually going to blow you up sooner. And that's what we're trying to avoid. It's all about longevity. And actually, there was a really good study published last year, and it looked at, kind of master level endurance athletes, and they actually detrained a group of them for, I think it was 6 weeks, because I think it was 6 down and then 6 back up. So they had their baseline of fitness, and what they did was that they found out that the ones that detrained for 6 weeks, actually, when they retrained, when they came back up, they were able to get to a higher level of baseline fitness than before they detrained. So, rest is best. It is about rest and recovery and letting your body make adaptations. If you are too tired, your brain is not going to be able to make an adaptation. And, if your brain isn't making an adaptation, your body probably isn't either. So, trying to fit in a lot, trying to fit in more is not the solution. It's about steady, constant, patient progress over time. So, as always, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the pool soon.